all doing? My dear mechanic's doing good today? I'm doing good too. Thanks. I'm really excited for today's game. I see I'm not the only one. Well, today we're playing Trails in the Sky from Neon Falcon. It's quite an old game actually. So, are we ready? I think we're ready. Let's hop right into it, right? Let's go! I love this melody. This song is actually called Whereabouts of Light. It's a song that was composed for the game. Game audio isn't working? Wait a minute. What about now? At least yesterday we had no tech issues, right? What's a Chinese stream without tech issues? Anyway, let's go normal. I've beaten the game before, but it can come quite challenging. Daddy is really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today too. And Shala's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! Sorry to keep you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bat monsters, right? Did you? Nope. I'm fit as a fiddle. That reminds me though. I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training? maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now why don't you come have a look? What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? What? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss, or you wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? Yeah, I have 2 cats. They're meowing right now. Their names are Terra and Tuna. They're with me in the room. Anyway, let's continue. Thanks. Looks kind of dead. Looks kind of dead, if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in a stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. And a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all. But how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah. Who is this kid anyway? Why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Where have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Charizard, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me into trouble one of these days with all of her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business. And I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow. His eyes really are the colors of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here. So please, just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why? Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things worked out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved with? Hey! You're sure shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. Don't try to change the sap. Boink, boink. Yeah, that sure helps him heal. Ow! Quit yelling! Alrighty. But you... But you jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. I don't hear yelling again. Do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind, just forget it. A word of advice. It would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. Yep, I can see that too. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, the thing that people call you? I told you mine already. So, don't you think it would be unfair and unpolite not to tell me yours? Seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... What's his name gonna be? I wonder. Ooh! That was quite loud. The Legend of Heroes. Trails in the Sky. Yes, the opening is quite beautiful and quite loud. Ugh. It's so bright in here. Like Estel bright. Yawn. I slept like a rock. Sorry for the tech issues. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua is still in bed. Guess that's a no. Cool room she got. Well, I guess I better get myself ready then, too. Clap, 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 clap. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah. I was already up when I heard you start to play. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind. That with the siren song of yours getting lulling this beautiful woman from her sleep. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age and I'm hardly a man. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I, clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. How fortunate for you. You could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune though. Cheerful, yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. Oh, right! The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Can you guys play any instruments? Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. I also can't play an instrument, but I want to learn. I can sing and I can pling on piano. But I don't think that counts as music. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff, like reading or music. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sitting around. Reading and music are great. But I also like to do training. Being a mecha pilot does require me to have a good body, a fit body. No girl is gonna be impressed with just that. I wouldn't say that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? Hey, that's fine hobbies. Nothing wrong with that. And that's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle, Joshua. Morning, Dad. Morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? I guess he calls him Dad now, too. Nice little family. It's ready and waiting. Why don't you both hurry down before it gets cold? Okay. On my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour your energy into work too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And so when we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore either. You still lack the understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning. In other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your trainer to become a full-fledged bracer. I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later today, remember? Huh? Wait, a test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. Did you guys like school? You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training. Don't you remember Shara saying if we failed, we'd be stuck with extra ton of homework? I like school, but I always hated homework. I always tried to ditch it. Honestly, I've been kinda like Estelle. I've been a bratty kid. Didn't always do what I've been told. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we managed somehow or another. Honestly, I don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? Is there something wrong with being optimistic? I guess... Over-optimism can be a problem? I guess. I think it's fine. Ha! You're the one who raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear, you two act so much alike, but whatever. You should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara is going to be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything particularly I like to eat, Dad? Any request? Something I like to eat, huh? How about ruin-style scalloped fish and balsamic vinegar sauce. Oh, what's that? I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle. Or our stomachs. You're right. I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelette. No need for anything fancy. But do try to make something edible. How rude! But I can't say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition today. Got it! One copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. Receive 500 Mira. If there's any money left, you can have it as the allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. We're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Charizard my regards. Alrighty. Okay. That's how we move. City of Roland. What kind of town did you grow up in? I don't remember where I grew up, but in early training they couldn't take me at the base, so I was kind of trained on the countryside. In a relatively small village. It looks like we made it in good time. We made good time. Not too early, not too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Yeah, I guess I did. Alrighty then. Let's get to it and make it through the last hazing from Charizard. You look ready to me. Let's go meet your Shara at the Bracer Guild. Over there then. Alright. Okay, what have we here? General Goods Store. I think we were supposed to pick up the news here? Gardenia. That sounds like a nice place. I was surrounded by lots of nature too. There wasn't much, but a lot of patches of land. Talk. That's how we talk. Good morning, Mr. Enon. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. You're rather late today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Now that you mention it, are there any new shoes in stock? You know, like the newest Stregas? Unbelievable. You actually already forgot why we came here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of Liberal News for Dad, right? Of course! You've always been a big collector of these shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid the new Stregas aren't out yet. If you're after the latest issue of the Liberal News, though, I should have them in around noon. That's right. In the middle of our training at the guild house. We'll stop by again after our training is over. Sure, I'll be waiting for you. Only mouse movement is something I'm gonna have to used to. And also, this turning of the overworld camera, I do not have control of the overworld camera, and it turns every time I leave a house. So that's gonna be fun. So we'll be relying on this map a lot. At least I think I can't turn the camera. I have to check. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Ina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yeah, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll be finally recognized as a member of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to you both. Thanks! We'll do our best. Remember guys, always keep hydrating. The Star and the Hanged Man, the Hermit and the Magician, and last of all, a version through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Tarot cards are interesting, I think. What do you guys think about fortune telling? Had you ever experienced with it? Good morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today, in every way I can think of, to make sure that high spirit of you, that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out of your ears like it usually does. Yeah, it is an interesting concept, isn't it? Ah! Joshua! Shara's picking on me! Don't worry, Shara. Violet still hates studying and rarely ever does her homework. Acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Leave the girl alive, won't you? Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'd pick up on how to use an ornament with some practice, eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a sec. Somehow I get the feeling you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this. I was just trying to get awake reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'd like to give you a brief rundown of all the information you covered in your previous training. This is the minimal knowledge that a bracer should have in order to function effectively. And just still, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. I swear, Estelle is like me as a kid. About ornaments. Ornaments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbal energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or processed septum is installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention. These devices play an integral role in all facets of life from lights, heaters, and other everyday products like weapon magic and even airships. So, they're like an engine? No, not an engine. I guess they're kinda like electricity? In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbal Revolution. About bracers. Bracers are investigative and competent specialists who work hard to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective region. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the Bracers in each region. About the Liberl Kingdom. The Kingdom of Liberl, in which we live, sits on the west half of the Murian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberl is proud to be one of the leading producers of septim on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop ornaments. Ornament technology has been a key pillar of support for Liberl in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberl was invaded by the Borean Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive. But thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberl enjoys peace. That's all. I'm glad you guys destroy the stream. Enjoy the stream. Let's see. Since we got a mountain of stuff today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you will be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have you both run through everything as if this were a real bracer job. So, what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at the desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes! That's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tash parked at the desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Well, let's hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it! Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something that we need to give the both of you. I know. Are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each yourself. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Bracer notebooks. Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current job. Also, anything you hear or anything you may find and where. These kinds of trivial things can become often can become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap. This sounds like it's going to be a pain. Oh? Please tell me my ears were playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see the bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description I posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, exclamation mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'll have to take a little break and refresh. Be right back. Oh God. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Alright, let's check the bulletin board or talk to Sheriff. Quit screwing around and check the job description. Training. Retrieval. Term long. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland and bring back contents of a chest. See Sherazard for the details. Alright. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will be automatically recorded in the Bracer Guild, Bracer Notebook. The Bracer Notebook can easily be found by clicking Books tab of the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer Book shortcut. Configuring a Bracer Book shortcut button on the configuration menu. Very good. Looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions the Bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for Bracers. Man! All this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a Bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Typo! Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbal factory and learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken the time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Here's where you will learn how to use an Orbal factory service. In an Orbal factory, you can modify your orbments and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbal arts. Arts have a wide range of effects. If mastered, can be extremely helpful. The Bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these Orbal factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Wellers, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here? No problem. Leave everything to me. I like reading, but this is a long intro. So, what is it what you would like to know about? Orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle ornaments, which enhances the user's physical abilities and makes it possible to use magic. Since each ornament is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, structure for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open. The other slots must be opened at a normal factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of Septive too. A P, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So what is it what you'd like to know? Orbital Arts. Simply put, Orbital Arts are magic which can be starched exclusively through the use of battle ornaments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using an orbital energy stored within these magical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred as arts. Thank you? Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must be first synthesized at an orbital factory. Ornaments are also set up so that once a peculiar quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use this arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with the water elemental value. In reality, ornaments are much more complex than what I've described, but I think this is the information that should suffice for now. Yes, please, no more. Quartz! Quartz are circuits made from Septive. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's ability while simultaneously make it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until a quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your ornaments and decide where you will be installing ahead of time. So what would you like to know? Septive. Septive are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth brown, water blue, fire red, wind green, time black, space gold, mirage silver. Septive can be exchanged for mirror almost everywhere, but at an orbital factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open ornament slots, in which to install the synthesized quartz. So what like to leave? It looks like Mr. Wallace has answered all your questions. If there's anything else, then let's have you both try and use the service here. For that, you're going to need some Septive. Alright. That amount you should be able to synthesize a few quartz. I want you to begin by first making elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular ornaments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally, at a shop, you would be able to exchange scepter for mirror, but for this training, you will not be able to use this service. Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options. Select Modify or Trade to use an Herbal Factory services. Alright. If you need to use the Herbal Factory, give Freddy a holler over there. What are you for then? Modify and trade. Quartz. Well, it needs to be a time quartz. And what do we give Estelle? Attack or defense? I think we go with attack. But, I mean, we can actually make all of them. Alright. Apartment. Let's give you attack. Here you will see, here you see, what is needed for later, to use arts. Now I can use Firebolt. Is it attack? No. Well, I don't know what it is. There's the Brazen Notebook. Here, we can look, if we want a specific spell, what we need to do that. Apartment for Joshua. It needs a time quartz, so action. Alright. Ah, I can do it like this too. Alrighty. Let's talk to Sharon. Alright. Looks like you were able to synthesize one. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now install the quartz into your orbit so that you can use both recovery and attack arts. Well, she wants us to be able to use attack arts. Wait. Now I have to check magic. Terror. Water. Yep. Well, looks like no attack, but as a matter of fact, HP is what the game wants us. Yep, got it set up. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your Brazen Notebook contains information which quartz will allow you to use which art. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out Arts and Quartz charts in your Bracer notebook. That's what I did. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your orbment. The more slots you have available, the broader range of choices you will have. Since AP, which is consumed by using arts, have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. I want you to use Deceptive and open a slot on each of your orbments. Go ahead and decide which. Alright. Slot. Estelle. Alright. I doubt Joshua. Yeah, only one. But that means we can get attack after all. Alrighty. I see you managed to open one of your opening slots, Estelle. Since your Sandra slot is not limited to a particular element, you are free to install any type of ports you like. This concludes your training at the Herbal Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you say test? You can't honestly tell me you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you this morning? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Well, no sense in worrying about it now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean, like now? I don't know if I'm ready for... How about a little less lapping and a little bit more walking? Joshua, help me! Mr. Melder's ready. Thank you for all your help. Don't mention it. Good luck with the test of yours. I'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua! All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but... Is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not too long ago, right? Yeah, and? I even made you jot down what you read in your Bracer notebook. Unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ring a bell yet? What a relief! Divine Adios! I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such a wonderful gift as sewers. This? is something I never heard before. So, what you're really saying is, you thought it was going to be a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like a grand memory indeed. I'm starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about both of you try at least to look a little anxious? Just so you know now, if you happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of harm I'll have in store for both of you. We'll be fine. Yes, sewers are gross. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. If you're so confident about how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in the Roland sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real living, breathing monsters down there. So if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. So let me give you this before I forget. Tier Bomb. Monster Guide. What's the book for? It's called Monster Guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attribute, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Sharon. We put it in good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knocked out this test. Let's! Don't forget, though, this is an exam. We should make sure to treat it as such. Alrighty, let's do this. Wait a minute. There appears to be a recovery point over there, so we should use it if our HP and EP become low. Orbital charging stations are recovery points set up in dangerous areas. As recovery points approached, the exclamation mark will appear and two choices will be displayed. By selecting rest option, all HP and EP will be restored. Sounds like a plan to me. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Be careful not to let them take advantage of your blind sight. Got it! Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They will become invisible as you approach them. The conditions of a battle will change on how the monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. Alright, battle time! Let's get over here! Battle order bar indicates who attacks first, and it starts from the top and moves down. Alrighty. The highlighted area indicates... Okay, let's attack. Bam! And attack. Attack? We will not be able to attack it. Can I see how far it moves? No. Huh. It doesn't attack. That's nice. Thanks for not attacking, monster.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Oh, you can talk. Juicy bone. How can a bone be juicy? Here comes some more. Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Acts are effective on enemies that are good at avoiding physical attacks. Arts also make long range attacks possible, but they require time to cast. EP is consumed when arts are used. EP can recover by resting at an inn, hotel, or by using a charge station or other items like a P-charge. Alrighty! Arts. Arts are effective against foes which are difficult to hit with a weapon, or those which physical attacks have little effect. It takes a lot of time to cast arts. Also, EP is consumed at each cast. All arts have an element. Determine the element in which... Determine the most effective against your foe and use it. Alrighty. Thanks guys for waiting. Ah, I killed it. And it's automatically used on the other enemy.
We're good to go.
But you guys, I'm getting tired and let's end things here for today. So guys, what did you think of today's stream? Did you enjoy it? I did enjoy it. It was a lot of reading, wasn't it? It should be better, loosen up a bit later on, but this is a long prologue. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I did enjoy it too. I really liked the game. It just has a slow start. Alright. See you guys. Bye, Mimikinex.